Hey guys, McJeffries here, and welcome back to the McJeffries Network on OpenTTD. We start over here once again at Watbourne. I have kind of fixed the problem. That we had. Well, the metro problem is resolved. I had a slight problem here with the regional trains, which is slowly getting sorted. If I'm honest, it's slowly getting fixed. This little thing here is causing me some problems though, so I'm going to have to... I'm not really sure where this train is trying to go, but it keeps getting in the way, which is not good. Not ideal, but I should be able to sort that out now. There you go. Get that one out of the way. Righto, so let's get into today's episode, shall we? Let's find out what we're going to be doing. First of all, I want to pause the game. I want to do a little bit of demolition. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like so. And then over here, I want to do a little bit of land lowering. Like this. And then a little bit more like that. Where does these... Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. Now this is where some clever stuff is going to happen, hopefully. Remember last episode I was saying we were going to do some rejigging here? That's exactly what we're going to be doing today. So, we've got... let's have a look at this a second. Let's get rid of... No, wait, let's... Sorry, I'm half talking to myself right now whilst doing this. Get rid of those. You're going to be stopping and stopping. There we go. So that's those done. Next thing we're going to do is join all of these up like this. And now we're going to get into the nitty gritty. So we've got 2 lines coming out of here, 2 lines going in, 2 lines coming out of here, 2 lines going in. The plan is this. You're going to carry on going straight ahead, like so, and you're going to go like that. That's this one done. And then on this side, you're going to go straight ahead like that, and you're going to go straight ahead like that. That's that one done. And then these will go through tunnels and they'll come out over there. Except, we have a little bit of jigging to do still. Jigging? Is that even a word? I don't think that's a word. So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to pop a little bridge. No, that's too close. I'm going to pop a little bridge like this. Just like this. And then this is going to come across like that. And, oh wait, no, sorry. It's not going to go that way at all. It's going to go the other way. You're going to go like that. And then you're going to carry on like this. Like so. Meanwhile, this is probably going to be on another bridge actually. Looking at it, because this and this are going to come over like this. And then like that and like that. Like that and like that. This obviously will have to come in by 1. Like so. So we're going to have a bridge here. It needs to be 3 long, not 2. Like this. Let's go with tied arch. My new favourite type of bridge. Right, that goes there, that goes there, like that. And to be honest, actually, I think 2 would be enough, so we'll go with the girder steel again. Like this. And then... Oh, hang on. Yeah, this isn't going to work. Oh, right. Start again. Start again. Basically... 1, 2, 3, 4. That's one line. And then over here we're going to have another line of 4. 1. No, can't excavate the land for the tunnel. There's a forest in the way. That's why I can't excavate the land for the tunnel. Can it excavate it now? If I go 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that. Just like that. And also rename this station just to Batbra. There we go. Slightly better. So I'm going to do some more jigging with this. So that's going to come off there and that's going to move there. That's going to come off there and move there. We'll move that one there as well. Alright, so now we've got... This is going to come over and connect up like this. This one's going to come over and connect up like this. And then these two are going to come over, connect up there and connect up there, like that. And then out of these ones, you can go straight ahead. That's fine. This one will go up and over. That's also fine. Like so. Now the question is getting these ones over to there. Not as easy as it looks. But that is fixable. If you consider... Let's do this one across like that, and this one will go across by 1. Like this. This will go up and over like so. This one will go up and over like so. Like that. This can then go across 1 and 2. You'll go there. That one will go there. Like that. Pop this one back in. And then if we keep these lines take this back a second. Like that. Make this go whoops to there. This one to there. Get rid of that. You'll come across like that. You'll come across like that. Oh wait, that's not right. You come across like that. You come across like that. That's more like it. And I'm really not making a good job of this, am I? Alright. And then here... It's not the easiest project, this one. Once again, it looks easier than I imagine it actually is. But I feel with some tactically placed bridges... So, let's do that. You'll go across like this. Yup. This one will go across like this. Yup. You'll come underneath like this. So I do need to make this one longer. This is a bit like me in the last episode. I was dithering quite a lot, trying to sort these out. So if we do that and that, you will then come over to here, and so will you. And if we have one from here going along like this, like that, like that, like that, and like that, I feel like we can do a better job with this. So let's pop that one there and that one there, connect these up like this, and then here we can go you over there, you over there, like this, and then you like that, you like that. Connect those up, and then here like this, and like that. You there, you there. This connects up, this connects up, this connects up, and this connects up. And there we go. That should be all of them done. Hopefully. I'm just doing this for signalling's sake. So you, and you, and you, and you. And all of these ones are 11. Like so, and then get rid of these ones. Okay, so that should be all done. And then I can just go back with this and fill in the gaps, sort of, and just plant some trees or something in the rest of it. So that should be fast to fast, slow to slow. And then these ones will come off and they'll do the route as before. These lines here are going to be part of our new main line, which we're going to build today. But I wanted to get that junction in first to make sure that it was all going to work out properly, otherwise it would be a bit messy. So I'm tempted to put another station here, but I remember saying Wennington would be our first port of call on this line. So we're going to go along like this instead. It's interesting, I said in the last episode, I think it was, about trains driving on the left or the right in Europe. Baptista's come out and said that all trains do drive on the left in Europe, and it is because of the whole England were first type thing and everyone else has followed on, which is kind of what I suspected anyway. So I guess it's nice to know that I got it right and wasn't just guessing, stabbing in the dark. Slight feeling of national pride as well, that we are leading the way in terms of which side of the tracks the trains run on. It's totally irrelevant to the matter at hand, but there you go. It's just nice to know. Alright, I'm going to do a little tweak here. I'm going to pop a station in this gap instead of running it along the shelf that I originally planned to. So instead of running it straight through the middle of Genningwell, I'm actually going to go along between... This is going to be cool. I'm going to have a station here that's going to link Genningwell, Dardworth, and New Fronston all into one big station. It's not a bad way of doing it. And then... See, originally I was going to do one at Fort Flintbridge, but I think that's probably going to be out of the question now, because of the way the track layout's going to be. Who knows? Might be able to cram one in the future. There's always the possibility of branch lines as well, don't forget. You guys want me to do branch lines. I believe it's George De Silva has said do branch lines rather than buses. I'm going to do both. I'm going to do both. And I explained that, you know, sometimes buses are going to be more beneficial. Sometimes branch lines will be more beneficial. It's hard to tell right now because we're not at that stage yet. But I'll do both, you know, because I do like doing my little railways. The only thing is that there are people out there who want to see more forms of transport. So I do need to juggle between all different types. I need to start doing buses again. I always hate doing buses, and I've said that in the past as well. Buses are the hardest to do on this game. They're a bit of a nightmare. You know, rail is the easiest because you just build a railway. It's the hardest to build, I would say, but it's the easiest to run because you just set a train off and it's restricted to its rails. Whereas buses, they could end up anywhere. You've no idea where they're going to end up when you press go. They will just choose whatever route they think is best, and that's not always the case. What they think is best might not always be the actual best. And it can become a massive pain in the backside, but I'm not going to worry too much about that right now, because as you can see, we are still building rail. Let's go with the old tied arch again. Now, I've had requests for high speed, what types of trains to use. The Thales and the Eurostar have been requested, and again, I like that idea, so I'm going to use that idea and have it in the same sort of combination as the Eurostar and the Javelin. So have the Thales as like the domestic high speed line, and then the Eurostar as the more international long distance side of things. But I'm also planning on running slightly higher speed trains on this line as well. So Eurostar, I think, is 186 is its max speed in this game. That suits me for high speed, although I'd like to use trains that go into the 200s as well, because that would be quite beneficial. It's always nice to have the fastest possible train available running on the fastest line. So I might end up doing that. But with this line, I'd like to have 140-mile-an-hour trains running, just because they look cool. And you know, I'm building this line with very, very high speed in mind. So it would make sense to have very, very high speed express trains running. It does mean the semi-fast will have to be restricted to the outside tracks. I won't have them running on the fast tracks. If I do go that route, I haven't 100% decided yet. I could still change my mind. But the what are they called? Let's actually get them open so I can see. We'll go by max speed. So you've got the HSA, 281 miles an hour. Then you've got the Future DD, which is what I've used in the past, and then the P8000. Here's the Valaria, which is the new type of Eurostar, 199. I probably will use this one actually on my high-speed line. And then you've got the Thalers, which is also 199. The IS-3, which is 206. And then you go a little bit further down. You've got these ones, which are 187, because they're the same as the Eurostars, which are the British Rail Class 373. They're the Eurostars. That's what I consider to be Eurostars. Old version of Eurostars. But as you go further down, you've got ones like TGV Atlantique, TGV Duplex, TGV Thales. There's another Eurostar. There's another Eurostar. Got the ERT 500. The Albatross. These are the ones that I'm starting to look at. The APTs would be cool. The Albatross would be cool. The Hitachi would be cool. The CD Class 680, if these are full units, of course. And then there's the Javelin. The Javelin I could end up using on this line, because it's perfect. 140 miles per hour. Pretty much what I was thinking. And it's a very... You know, there are curves. Don't get me wrong. There are curves. But it's quite a straight line in terms of most of the main lines we've got do curve a lot. And I think someone asked me about that recently, is why I'm not building my main lines in straight lines. That's kind of the reason. Or, you know, why not build curves? It's fun. Curves can be fun. And I'm also looking at this, and I think I should have the line go the other side of Cunningston on Sea. I've built main lines in straight lines before, and it does get quite boring. You know, you want lines with curves. Real life main lines have curves. The West Coast main line is a very good example of having curves. It's why the Pendolinos exist, to get round the curves on the West Coast main line. Otherwise it wouldn't be possible to run at 140 miles per hour, or 125 I think they operate at. Once again, if I just do a brief speculation on something, you don't have to correct me. It's only when I'm naming proper facts and get it wrong, then you can say, actually, that's not true. Baptiste is an encyclopedia of knowledge. The comment on Tuesday's episode, for example, an encyclopedia of knowledge. A whole history of why trains in Europe drive on the left and all that kind of thing. And I'm not complaining about it. I think it's awesome. Bit wordy at times, but very interesting to actually sit and read. It's just when I don't have time to sit and read long comments, it's when it gets a little bit... Because I want to read them, but I can't read them. And it's that inner conflict that I have going on. It gets a little bit frustrating. It's not your fault, it's my fault. Because I really do love the engagement that this channel brings me. Anyway, back to focus. So we're going to be following this white line, and I imagine we're going to be following it a fair distance up this route. Because this one does end up meeting at Cunningwell Interchange, and I'd kind of like to reach Cunningwell no, not Cunningwell, what am I talking about? I can't remember what the other one's called. The main interchange. We'll follow the line and I'll be able to read it out to you. All the way up here. Well, maybe we won't reach it today, actually. Maybe we won't, because it's quite a long way away. It's actually further away than I thought. Yeah, we probably won't reach it today then. But it'd be nice if we could get close to it. As you can see, I am sort of replanning this as I go along. It's one of the cool things I like about this, the way I'm playing this series. That's not what I wanted to do. The way I'm playing this series means I can plan out a line, and if it doesn't quite look as good as I want it to, I can go back and redo it. Or even as I'm building, I can decide, no, that's not quite where I want it to go, and actually change it. I think that is really cool. So here we're going to have the track drop into a cutting to run into a station and then go underneath the town. So let's do this. Oh, I'm not quite a big fan of the way. That's alright. I was going to say I wasn't a big fan of the way the catenary was working there, but I think it's because when you get to the end, yeah, they all go on the same side, and it doesn't look great. How long's that? 208. I don't want it to be too long, but I want it to be fairly long, because then stuff can be built on top. Let's see, is that even remotely in line? It's not. Only off by 1 though. That's a record for me. Or 2. That'll probably be it. Yep. There we are. And then we'll emerge. We can actually have another station down here, which isn't even, again, it's not part of the original plan, but there you go. A station either end of the tunnel. How cool would that be? It's a long tunnel, you know, when you're on quite a slow running train, in, you know, anything under 100 miles per hour I consider to be quite slow these days, because, oops. Oh well, we'll do this now. As you know, trains get faster and faster. Trains are very fast these days. Even sort of normal suburban trains are very fast in comparison to how fast they used to be. So, going through a really long tunnel with stations at either end can be quite slow. Or, could be quite fast, who knows. Baptiste, hopefully you don't mind me doing all of this landscaping here. Just trying to make my life a little bit easier for actually getting the line through here, because I imagine we've got a mountain section coming up soon, or a hill section. This is kind of one. I imagine there'll be another one soon. It's always good to prepare. As I say, this has got a very West Coast mainline feel to it. In terms of it goes through lots of cuttings. As I've said, the West Coast main line has a lot of curves in, which this line doesn't really. It's got quite a few straights. It's got long curves. You see here, it's a curve, but it's a long curve. So it's not just a quick S-bend or anything like that, or a sharp 45 degree. It's a long curve. That's literally the best I can say. It's a long curve. Right, now we can head down here towards Tart Hill. What a name for a town. I imagine a few people, in fact there's a few people I went to school with who could say they're from Tart Town, but less said about that the better. Especially if they're watching, which I really don't think they would be, to be honest. I have a Facebook page, you guys know this, I talk about it a fair amount. And I've recently started inviting people on my friends list on Facebook to join my page, and then I realised one day that actually a lot of these people are people I went to school with. Most of them I don't speak to anymore. None of them really I speak to anymore. They probably don't care that I have a YouTube channel. They probably don't care about the subject of my videos, and I'm sort of wasting my time really trying to get them involved. But you never know, there might be people. There was 1 or 2 people who did subscribe to my channel at one point. Whether they still are subbed or not, I've no idea. But it's always interesting to see with me. School wasn't my happiest time, let's say that. I mentioned this in one of my blog posts. I think it was the first or second blog post I ever wrote, so if you want to go check that out, you're more than welcome to. Link is in the description. But as I say, school wasn't my best moments, so I'll be amazed if anyone who I went to school with is even remotely interested in what I'm doing on here. But, you know, I've been surprised before. Chances are I might get surprised again. Who knows? What I do know is we are approaching our first big interchange station, which is going to be just over here at Fennington. So we're actually going to have 3 stations on 3 different lines going through Fennington. And again, I'm going to be a little bit destructive here, Baptiste. I apologise. I know you're always watching. But it's to get this line through. So we're going to do that. This is kind of like a suburb station, really. Because it's built in the suburbs, funny enough. But I'm going to make it quite a big station. Because it feels like this is a further distance than we normally would go between interchanges. I feel like we could have perhaps built another one, but as I say, I want this line to be more focused on speed. This is going to be a quicker way of getting to the north. That's why St Michael is so big, and it will have that little extra high-speed link as well. Right, the next thing I want to do is go all the way back to the beginning and throw down some signals. So let's get rid of this one, this one, this one, and this one. And then we're going to say, oh, hang on. Let's get rid of this one as well. Right, so these are 11 apart. So you there, 11 apart. Where's the one here? That must have been it. Okay. Let's just... Actually, no, I don't need to do that now, do I? Once I've got one in place, I don't need to do the others. Like so. And then we'll take this down to 7 for this one. Like that. There we go. Okie dokie. And then back up to 11 and do that. There we go. Right. And then follow this line all the way across again, and you can see how straight this line actually is. Apart from this little section here, obviously. Not that straight there, but I was about to say that's too bad. That's not what I want to say at all. That's not too bad, is what I wanted to say. That's not too bad at all. Right. Get rid of all the signals from here upwards. Like that. And once this is finished auto-saving, get rid of that one as well. Get rid of you and you. Right. Shall I try and do a Zest style junction, or shall I just go for what I'm good at? I'm tempted to just go for what I'm good at, but that really doesn't always work out. It's just about putting random lines in, really, isn't it? That's what Zest Husky does, and he's very good at it. Which is probably why his videos inspire me more than my videos inspire him, I imagine. He's never actually said that my videos inspire him, and I wouldn't believe that's necessarily true either. But I'm okay with that. The one thing I'm a little bit upset about is he hasn't uploaded for a little while. So I hope that's not the end of the series that he was working on, because I thought that was a really good, well thought out series. There was a lot of planning involved. You could tell that he had been planning that series for quite a while. So it's a shame that it's not being actively uploaded at the moment, but who knows? He'll come back, I'm sure he will. Alright, we're going to chuck some signals down here, like so. Need to chuck some more signals down here, so let's do that, and then we'll do that. Right. Let's pop this in, shall we? So, 1, 2. Wait, let's do these. 3. And down a little bit. 4 and 5 and 6, why not? And then back up here, 7 and then 2 more. Let's go with these again. 8 and then right the way back up here, 9. And then 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Signal all of these. And I might take out these central platforms and have it as a 6-platform station rather than an 8-platform, but that's something I can always do in the future if I decide to. Because who knows? Might wake up one day and decide that I don't want all of these trains going to stop at this station. Who knows? Who knows? That's one of the things again about this series. It's so great is I could wake up one day and just want to change everything, and I actually have the luxury and the power to be able to do that, which I think is pretty damn cool, if I do say so myself. Right, so we'll put another set crossovers there. We'll put another set in here. And this time round, I'm not too fast if you can't access every platform from every track. That's not the goal of this setup. So really, this is my in and out. I'll put one there as well, just because. But really, that's my in and out. Right, this is called Chunville Valley. Where is Chunville? There. I kind of want this to be part of Fennington still. So I'm going to rename this Fennington. Fennington Interchange. Like so. Right, let's get some trains running on this, shall we? Of course, I do need to put... Actually, I need to put the rest of these platforms in first, don't I? Otherwise, that wouldn't really smart. Single-sided. All the way down. Let's choose this one. Nice and easy. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We'll say the underpasses are under there as well, so we don't have to worry too much about that. And then up here we'll go 1. Landfield. Yep. Right the way back up here. 2. 3. Now let's go for something like underpasses. 4. 5. And 6. Like so. Now that kind of serves Landfield and Tart Hill. So that's quite a strategic station, if I do say so myself. Can I fit one here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can. That's pretty good placement actually. Very lucky. I wasn't expecting that to work, but there you go. It certainly wouldn't have worked on the other side unless we did shortened platforms, which sort of then goes against what I want to do with this line. So it's 5. And let's just do blank platforms again. It's the way it goes really, isn't it? The further you go down the platform, the less sort of eye candy there is on the platform anyway. That's very realistic. Alright, and then another one here at Fort Ponfing Bridge. Now this one I might leave the name Valley because it is technically in a valley. It's at a lower level than the town, and I imagine once the town starts expanding I'll build bridges across and all that kind of thing. So yeah, I imagine that's going to be an apt name for the station. Alright, pop all those in, and then you there and you there. Cool. Big long tunnel. Station on the other end of the big long tunnel. Beddingston Bay. I'm going to rename that now before I forget. Get rid of that. There we go. Beddingston Bay Hotel. Right. I'm going to change this up again. I like doing that random, put a random shelter in somewhere, just because I mean some stations do have that. Hatfield Station, my local station, it has a shelter on like a random shelter on platform 1, and then 2 and 3 it's kind of got like a 2 and 3 is an island platform, and it's kind of got like a little waiting perspex type shelter, but it's not really I wouldn't call it a building as such. It's like a shed made out of plastic, basically. That's kind of what I'm going for with this. Really flimsy shelter on randomly placed on a platform. That's going to be on the wrong track. There we go. And then these ones. I'm being really lazy with the whole underpass thing. I just think they're easier to do than the bridges. I'm not a big fan of the bridges. Well, no, I like the bridges. I think the bridges look great. I just don't like the fact that you've got to put the waypoints in as well to complete the picture. Otherwise you've just got two bridges that don't really go anywhere. They just go up and that's it. So I don't like that. But then, I mean, places like here. Actually, this is a really bad spot that I've chosen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, actually that will work there. I'll go with this island platform setup. You're not south really, are you? You're west. Like that. And actually, I want to sort of fill this with eye candy. So we'll do that, and then we'll put these in. Whoops. Again, I'm still misclicking. My wrist and my hand still aren't great. So I'm going to keep misclicking and making all these mistakes, which is really annoying, but can't help it still, unfortunately. Like that. I hate doing ones like that. That's really annoying, because you can't just demolish it. You have to take the station away first, and then you can demolish it. That really irritates me, those ones. Let's put those there, actually. I like to have the station names in the middle. And then we'll put the CTAs at the end. There we go. Now we can go back to the single-sided. This is quite a big town. Larning Hall. You know, it's quite a big town without anything really around it. So I think having that as a bigger station, not a bad idea. And then this side of things, or this side of the river, we'll go back to small station again. So there's a potential for semi-fast trains that also stop here. Maybe. And I'm going to try and space some of these stations out a little bit more again. If that means demolishing stations that I've already built in the future, then I'll do that. Because I don't want loads of stations really close together on this line. As I say, this line was designed with speed in mind. It's a bit like the Great Central Railway. Great Central Main Line. That was designed with not just speed in mind, but it was designed with European loading gauges as well, because it was meant to link up with the Channel Tunnel. That was its original intentions. The man who designed it, whose name escapes me right now, his original idea was to build a main line that eventually, when England is connected to France by tunnel, it would run onto that main line. Which is why the Great Central Main Line was it was built to a very standard design. It was very straight. There weren't many steep gradients or sharp curves. It's quite a well-designed railway, in honesty. It is a real shame that it's not with us anymore, because it was an awesome design, and it was a really good... It was ahead of its time. That was the problem. That's why it ended up going as well, I imagine, because it was ahead of its time. Which makes it more sad. Anything really that's ahead of its time and ends up being demolished because of that is always sad. Right, this is going to be a staggered station. So we're going to pop you there, and we're going to pop you there. You can see how it's staggered by the way this works. I'm not quite sure why. It must be this curve. Yeah, it's this curve. That must be why. So I don't think there's any more tunnels between here and the big tunnel into that junction that we built, which I'm going to have to name, by the way. My big junctions I'm going to have to name. Even if they haven't got stations there, I'd like to give them names, just so I can reference them. Off camera, that was something I wanted to start today's episode off with, actually, and completely forgot. Off camera, I redid some more metro junctions, and I actually did a better job of them than the ones I did on camera, which is quite annoying, really, because I'd rather do the good ones on camera than the bad ones. But there you go. So they're all done, and they're much better now. And I actually went back and redid some of the ones that I'd already done because of that. Just to try and make them that little bit better. Which, to be honest, there wasn't that much lacking. It just didn't quite feel like it was good enough. Whereas now it kind of does feel like it's good enough. So I'm fairly happy with that. Right, Wennington and Wennington, there we go. Once again, we got a staggered platform here. So things get randomized a little bit more, which is only good for the design, really. Sometimes chaos and randomness are better than organization. That's the way it works. Like that. And actually, is this the last? Yeah, this is the last one, isn't it? Perfect. So yeah, as I said, this it's not really a junction, is it? It's a series of flyovers and dive unders, but I feel like they could do with being named still. So apart from this little kink here, this line is fairly... no S-bends, no major chicanes or anything like that, which is good news. Good news. Right, the next thing we have to do is plan some trains. And by the way, the trains that we have got here, they do run. They are working, they just... because they have to take this really long journey to and from the depot, as you can see. Which I'm regretting in some respects, but I don't know. It's something that I can take out in the future, but I just feel like it is kind of necessary as well as it being unnecessary. How much further does this line have to go? So it goes along here like this, and along down here. There'll be another big interchange station, probably here at Tradhatton, because Tradhatton is massive, as you can tell by the size of the station here as well. Tradhatton was big to start with. So we'll have like a mini one here at Flamborough, and then we'll have a big one here at Tradhatton, and then obviously this main line carries on round this way, and then it slingshots round and comes in here. Although what I might do is actually have it come round this way and then tunnel underneath and emerge from under a tunnel, because I don't want to be getting rid of too much of Plaything Field, which is the name that I couldn't remember. Plaything Field. Alright, okay, let's do this by ID again, and like that. Let's get some trains out, shall we? So I kind of want the full 100-mile-an-hour trains doing a full 100 miles an hour. That feels like the best bet. So I need to scroll all the way up. I need to hide more of these trains again, really. Let's go for the straight modern Electra Stars. Nice and modern, nice and good. Go down to the high-speed carriage. I keep getting that wrong. There we go. Clone U. Move this whole train up. Pin and pin. Right. So this goes like that, like that, like that. Both of these are far end. And both of these are no loading, no unloading. And that is service. By the way, I read this online earlier. If you hold control whilst you do this, it should do service. Yeah, service non-stop. Didn't know that until this afternoon when I was reading about it. So there you go. You learn something new every day, don't you? Right, and then after that, we want it to go all the way down via Fort Hampton. So to follow this line along to Fort Hampton, which is down this way. Follow the two main lines and then they eventually converge. Wait, that's Guard City we're back at. Did I miss Fort Hampton? I completely missed Fort Hampton. Which is all the way up here. Not good. Not good at all. Fort Hampton is massive now. The town is 35,000. Ronwell City is a little bit on the small side compared. This is all Fort Hampton still, all of this. All of the big growth is Fort Hampton. All of this down here as well. So Fort Hampton South Station, which does have train stop here, I believe. It does, yeah. Out of Guard City. It's got its work cut out. And even down here it's growing quite big as well. So yeah, there's a lot of big stations growing. Anyway, you go via that. You go via that. Right, and then we go all the way down. I'm kind of following the wrong line now, so we're going to go onto the right line, all the way down to here. So this goes via stopping. Okay, and we'll make it go via stopping again, and then you'll go there, you'll go there. I need to do this a few times, you see. Like that. Oh boy, this is going to really confuse the hell out of me now. All of these need to be far end. That one also needs that. That's where I went wrong. Okie dokie. These are all far end. And this one is no loading. Right. And then above this, hopefully now I can get this right. So, you stop at Wennington twice. And here, you stop at Wennington twice. And here, you stop at Wennington twice. Alright, this might not be as hard as I thought, if I can get this right. Then you stop at Genningwell. I'm going to rename this. Quite a big name, this one. Genningwell, Dardworth, and New Fronston. Does that fit? Ah, it doesn't. Alright, let's just rename it Genningwell for now. We'll take the new out of New Fronston and just make it Fronston. Okay. We'll change this to just Dard. And I think if we just change this to Genning. Alright, so this should be Genning, Dard, and Fronston. There. Strange name, I admit, but what can you do? Alright. I'm going to pin this open as well. Because as you might have guessed, this is going to get fairly busy, this window, as we plan out this route. There are a lot of stations that we're going to have to be popping in. These are fairly well spaced out, actually, if I do say so. I was a little bit worried about that, but they seem to be not too bad. There's a couple here that are fairly close, like this is just the other side of the bridge. Not the best distancing there, but some lines do have stations that are fairly close together. The DLR is a very good example. The DLR has 3 stations that are the closest together in the world. Heron Keys, West India Keys, and Canary Wharf. Not in that order. Canary Wharf's the one in the middle. But they are the closest stations on any line in the world. I think it's 120 meters between Heron Keys and Canary Wharf. And they're all on a straight line as well. They didn't even attempt to try and hide them round a corner or something. They are literally in a straight line. Funny though. Funny. I've ridden that route. Ridden? Is that a word? I've been on that route a couple of times. So, you know, I have experienced it, and it is extremely odd that the train is barely accelerated and the brakes slam on again because it's at the next station. There you go. It's DLR for you. It was always a unique railway. It was always designed to be unique, and it's certainly living up to that. Right, Fort Pranfield. As long as I keep track of where I am, which you tend to be able to do because it's the same name twice, this actually isn't too bad. I'm handling it, which is good. Because I'm not always able to handle these sorts of things. As you know, I like to think I'm quite capable of doing hard tasks, but it's not always the case. Depends what the task is, I suppose. And I always overcomplicate things as well, which never helps anybody. But there we go. Route complete. Fennington interchange, we have arrived. And one more right there. Okay, that's the first easy bit done. We can unpin that now, and we can open this, and we have to pin this. And this is where the next bit starts, which is not easy at all. There's no speed limits, apart from once we get down this end of things. So, from St. Peter, St. Michael here, speed limit here maximum is 75 miles per hour. Once you get to Fort Hampton transfer, there's no speed limit. Then once you get to the factory, there is a speed limit of, was it 15 miles per hour? I believe I did. And then here, 15 miles per hour. And then from here, there's no speed limit. And then from here, it's 75 miles per hour again. I believe that's how I did it. And then all of these are 250, with the exceptions of the ends of the line. So this one's going to be 750. Where is... There's Fennington. There aren't actually that many stops on this line at the moment. Just took a quite long time to build. You're going to be 500. Back to St. Michael. 750. Back to Fennington. There. 500. Back to St. Michael. 750. Back to Fennington. 500. And then the final St. Michael, which is down here. 750. And then get all these. So this train factory was 1250. I think I had it set to, but I'm going to set it to 1500. Just so there's quite a long wait. And then this one is going to be 25. And then this one is going to be another 150. Sorry, 1500, not 150. Right. That, I believe, is done. Make sure that's definitely set to autofill. Zoom in a bit. Grab the train. Go into this, ASE. Right, Guard City, St. Peter / Michael to Fennington interchange, and you are the usual 12 units long. Drag you in, like so. I'm going to put more of these in as well, I think. I think we need more of these in as well, so I'm gonna, let's do this one first. So what are you on? You're on 14, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Then if I open this quickly and just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Start all of you, get them out the way. And then in a second I'll start this train off. So we're getting fairly busy. We're getting fairly busy. In the future, of course, we'll be able to go from Plaything Field down to Guard City St. Michael, and then all 3 tracks. We'll build a big junction down this side. And I think I might get rid of some of the crossovers here, just so there's not massive confusion. Just so that you can go from any of the south directions to any of the north directions. And of course we've got our east-west link here, which comes in from Punton. We want that to be able to cross over, big flyover, to carry on heading to the west. Where does our Great Western Main Line actually terminate? It's a long way south of here, isn't it? So our east-west line is going to end up... Apologies for the shaky screen. This is the game starting to lag now because we've got a lot of vehicles running. a lot of vehicles running. The map is very big. So I suppose our east-west link will end up round here somewhere unless we carry on making it head north. But even then, we're not that far away from the northern extreme now. So I think we're going to end up with it over here somewhere. And then there'll be a central northern station. Round here somewhere. And then the other line is probably going to end up at Qfield, because it's the only other terminus we've actually got that isn't in Guard City right now. How are these trains doing? How many have we got left? 3 more. They're slowly distributing themselves. Got nothing wrong with that. How full is this train? So the trains are running full. It's always good to see when the trains are running full. And they are earning me a lot of money. So, you know, no complaints about that. I think that's very cool. It's working very nicely. I think the only thing I've got left to do really is to start this one off. And I'm going to follow this train on its journey, make sure everything's working properly. This train is going to start at the factory first, and then it's going to go back to the depot, and then back to the factory again. That's just by the way that the waypoints were set up. It's kind of good that I've got it doing that, though, because it gives these trains here a chance to actually get out of the way. So I've got no problems with that. I think that's pretty cool. But that does it for today's episode, guys. Once again, we're just shy of an hour, so I really should be working on that, really, making sure that we're not constantly running over half an hour all the time. But oh well, that's really not important right now. As long as the content of the episodes is good, I'm sure you don't mind exactly how long they are. So that does it for today. Tomorrow we'll come back and we'll carry on extending that line towards Playthingfield, towards our next big interchange station, really, which was at was it Tardinghatton? I think it was at Tardinghatton. I need to learn the names of these towns. That could be very important for future episodes. But yeah, we'll carry on and we'll start working on towards that target. So until then, thank you very much for watching. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, be sure to click the subscribe button. If you have already subscribed to my channel, thank you guys for your continued support. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and of course if you're enjoying the series. Drop some comments down below for ideas for future episodes, and until next time, I will see you soon.